Welcome to another week of A Friendly Nudge. So this week we're going to make a ground beef bowl, and this is the way that a lot of our meals come together. Like in this one, I cooked the mushrooms right before we started here. I did those a couple of weeks ago too, so I'll put a link to that. The ground beef we did last week, I think I'll try to put a link for that as well. And then I roasted kale, sweet potatoes, pickled the onions, use the avocado to top it, as well as the tomatoes and the feta cheese. But I always make a point to cook enough whenever I'm cooking something that there'll be leftovers for at least 2 or 3 meals, because I would rather just assemble something that I have in the fridge and warm it up than having to cook everything from scratch every meal. I'm a lazy cook. I readily admit to that. So, what we're going to do to get started is we're going to pickle the onions. We're going to cut the onions real fine, and while everything else is coming together, these will be pickling. And you just want to cut them real thin, and then I didn't use the whole onion. I'll use that one for something else. And then I'm just going to cover it with just regular white vinegar. And you could use a different kind of vinegar. This just gives it a real clean taste. I'm going to get those mixed in, see if there's enough. I want the vinegar to completely cover, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then this is going to, hang out and do its job. As far as the sweet potatoes, I had to trim off a few kind of funky spots on the outside, but then I want to cut them thin and roughly the same size, but I'm not fanatical about it. As you can see, they're, not all going to be the same size. And then I'm just going to hit it with some avocado spray and a little bit of salt, and I'll put it in the air fryer at about 450. And I think it's going to take probably about 13 minutes, something in that range. And then, it's going in there. I love the air fryer. This thing we use it all the time. And then that is just kale on the rim baking sheet. I've got a parchment page underneath it, but if I'm going to cook it over 400 degrees, I don't put parchment paper under. So the oven's set at 400. It's going to be probably 10, 12 minutes. And then now that everything's done, I'm just going to put some sweet potato pieces on the bottom of the bowl, and then we're just going to build it in layers. I'm going to add some kale. And, you could use fresh spinach with this. Really kind of anything you want. That's about 6 ounces of ground beef that had been cooked, the day before. The mushrooms I cooked right before we started. And then, now I'm going to add some of the pickled onions. And these are something I just try to keep in the fridge, because just any kind of dish that I want to add some brightness to it, it's perfect for that. Throw in some cherry tomatoes on there. And then I'm going to I cut the avocado in my hand. You notice I'm just going straight down with the blade. If you do like a slicing motion, you're going to cut your fingers. So please don't do that. And then I'm just going to crumble some feta on there. And this thing, we've had it before. It's delicious. So have a wonderful week and play with your food.